Tonight on Svengoolie will be featured The Wolfman, starring Lon Chaney Jr. So I just had to come around and talk about Wolfman and Sven and the business. So let's take a scan at our comments that have come in so far. Michaela, good evening and happy Svengoolie Day to all from Store Ghoulie. Always dynamite, excellent to have Michaela around. Wouldn't be a show if Chai Star G did not drop in his let's go. So here we go, let's go. And Jim Campbell is dropping a little bit, I think, referencing our good old Warren Zevon's musical stylings of the Werewolf of London drinking his pina colada at Trader Vic's. Ow! I'm telling you, it's pretty good. Okay, so thoughts on the Wolfman, but let me come around. Take care of the business in the right order. First thing first, today was the day of the Chris Hamby Silver Screens blog, where another milestone marker was crossed, another forward progress was recognized by the viewers. Chris Hamby earlier today was at 97,999 views to the blog. And as of a few minutes ago, we are at 98,000, maybe 13, but we're definitely Chris Hamby. Congratulations for all that you've done for documenting the movies and Svengoolie's showing of the movies. So a big deal. Congrats, Chris Hamby, for crossing over into 98,000. I'm sure well on your way to 100,000 views. I'm going to take a little sip of water here. I still have the cough. I'm not actively coughing at this minute, but I feel that it's coming. So I'm going to take a little sip out of my Geeky Tiki Wolfman. Ow. Ow. Okay. Also, as long as we're congratulating sites for achievements, the Svengoolie Reddit community now at 5,500. Not quite the same numbers of a draw of a Chris Hamby, but pretty good all the same. So congrats to the Reddit Svengoolie group for continuing to grow. All right, so let's come out of the comments and get over by the pictures. And I wanted to start, I got some references to cite. So Basil Gogos, probably the top recognized of all time. Basil's no longer with us, but his art contribution to the horror community is widely recognized as a big deal. So I wanted to start out a famous monster movie art of Basil Gogos and start here. So, of course, without Lon Chaney Sr., there's no Lon Chaney Jr., but recognizing the tribute there to the stamp collection for all the Universal monsters, and what a great combination rendering that is of both the character and the man behind the mask, the guy who wore the yak hair. So what a great look at the color contrast there too, the dark and the light. Lon Chaney, that's a pretty good tie and a jacket he's got going there. That's a great scowl on his face that he's got as Wolfman. So it's good stuff. So people looking to see some more Wolfman related stuff, absolutely, Basil Gogos is a good way to go. Now, if we're looking for some Hamby level research or some the monsters that made us level research, and again, it was really cool to have the monsters that made us as guests right here just a few short weeks ago. But I'm talking this, we've seen this before, definitely on the Fanboy Cantina channel. And let me take a moment to say, now, during the broadcast of the Wolfman on Svengoolie tonight, if people are watching live, right here on, oh yeah, it is April 20th. Okay. At 8 p.m. Central Time on the Fanboy Cantina channel, there will be a dive in and exploration of toys of the 80s. I will not be on the Fanboy Cantina channel tonight, but for those of us who are committed to watching the Wolfman on the Svengoolie show, wouldn't hurt to afterwards check out the replay on the Fanboy Cantina channel, Toys of the 80s. Definitely want to give the shout out to Fanboy G. Okay, see where comments are stacking. I'm trying to keep a pace so I don't go active on the coffin, but let me get going to comments. And then after comments, I'll dig into our source material here. So, Mandarin, hoping to, that's again, all the things, all 1 week from today, C2E2 will be on the Windy City Comic Book Convention. Will it be the day where we finally meet the Mandarin face to face? Mandarin has definitely got some hearts in his eyes for either Lon Chaney Jr. or the fact that Lon Chaney Jr. was walking with the Queen. And how do we not have hearts in our eyes when a guy has, his hair was perfect? So, TriStar art before on computers. Yes, exactly. There was no consideration of AI back in the prime, in the height of his powers of a Basil Gogos. That's so we got the conversation between TriStar and Mandarin. We're hoping to TriStar. I'll speak for you as well as me. We're hoping to 1 week from today, having been in the presence of, I'm telling you, the king of the 80s toys, no doubt. C2E2. So Mandy Unmasked. See, what a perfect way to phrase it. Absolutely hoping to cross paths with the Mandarin. And then, okay, here, let me jump out of order a little bit. Let me come back to my beautiful reference material in a minute. And now I've recognized Hamby. I've recognized the monsters that made us. We're always going to recognize Terror Dave. It was so cool to see the Sven show from last week, which hit the replay locally in Chicago this morning. And there's photos by Terror Dave, and then actually to see Terror Dave. So please do check out terrordaves.com as always. But now to this moment, Mandarin, how are we going to find you? How are you going to find it? So body paint. Okay, so Mandarin, here's what. Now there might be, I know I talked about Hawaiian, Sven, Mandarin. I might have done a test run this morning, Mandarin. I might have been to Party City already and got the green face paint and the black face paint to try to do the Chris Jones. There's so many Chris's around. To try to do the Christopher Jones variation on Sven. We'll have to see. Oh, need to make Mr. C laugh, so I do the coughing thing. And then, as I could not recall, it was Muttley. Muttley is the cartoon dog with a in his laugh. So, all right. So here, man, I'm trying to make it easy. So you might see me like that, Mandarin, or here's a premiere of the new, let me get it set right here. As Junkyard is our t-shirt rationer, as our Junkyard is our t-shirt designer. So I says to Junkyard, I need Mandarin to be able to find me at the convention, Junkyard. So can we get a new Mr. C Dives In t-shirt? Look at that. Junkyard, man, exceeds expectations. So if you see the bet on my back, Mandarin, then you know absolutely it's me. Or we did a back and a front. So look at that. Again, the classic diver helmet of this channel. And then look at that Junkyard going to town there. Many thanks to Junkyard for putting both the classic t-shirt, the first edition t-shirt, and the new t-shirt together. That's kind of awesome. Now it's a big convention floor, but I don't doubt that you're going to find us, pal. And I'm telling you, it's been a thing we've been looking forward to for the longest. It'll be absolutely there. There you go. You want to get me laughing and coughing at work? Congratulations, Dynamite. Here we go. All right. Junkyard dropping the drip. Junkyard dropping the drop. Dripping the drip. Drippity droppity. Hippity hoppity. All right. Eagle eyes, no doubt. Mandarin, as long as we're bantering here, which we are, we know you're a man of mystery. Like Junkyard has been changing his image to go with his YouTube and a whole lot, featuring this, featuring that. I'm pretty sure that's a Marvel guy right there. You got Mandarin. Can you tell us how you picked your image? If you need to find Mr. C, follow the coughing. Yep, I'll be. All right, we're down for it. And Jimmy Boy, you're absolutely right. I'm an easy target these days. I'm an easy target with all the coughing. All right, let me jump. I'm trying to jump out of comments to pictures, but all right, what we're gonna do? Yep, 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 yeah, yeah. Let's go again with the mud. It's man, good thing I stay in the amateur and hobbyist category because that's for sure not a pro move to be going. All right, so here I'm gonna jump out of order. I'm gonna go for the easy grab right here. Back at the Kane County Toy Fair convention business thing. Uh, I'm going around and there's a lot of stuff there. But and then I say I should get this guy's thing ready so I'll have it ready for next time to say who put these together. But these are some super duper magnets here of the Universal Classics, and based on the Remco 3 3/4 inch guy. So here's our featured guy tonight is good old the Wolfman. All right, so let me put these. Oh, there goes the marker, and thanks to the House of Chai Star, by the way, for sending over that magnet board. And let me put it right there where it's not gonna crash around. Okay, now what do we got? Yeah, man. Well, at least we're gonna try to do, because when we were there, we're trying to focus on what's there. We might Chai Star and me were talking. We might drop a short, but dude, Mandarin, the time we meet you, we're gonna get the camera going. Unless you're like, no, no, keep the camera off me, and we're going. Finally, today's the day we've met the Mandarin. The day we've been waiting for. Okay, all right, here we go. Let's get some Wolfman pictures coming back around. So we saw the Out of the Basil Go-Go's art book. And again, just look at the awesome contrast in the dark and the light. The man, both amazing. Now here, coming to my great resource reference here. This is the Universal Monsters, Universal Studios Legacy of Horror. Look at this. I know Chai Star and me had featured this in the past on the Fanboy Cantina channel, and this is just a great book here. So within the book, now look at that. And I know I took it on an angle, but look at the classic stylings, a period piece, a man of the 40s, Lon Chaney Jr. Wow. Wowie wow. Okay, and just there was the cover of the Basil Go-Go's book. Here is the cover of the current book. What's really cool about this book is, as we can see, all my tabs that I've kept in there for the longest time to make things easier to grab when we're on a show, such as this, right there. Promo publicity photos. Wolfman putting a little move. So again, Jack Pierce gets credit for applying all that yak hair onto the face and the hands of Lon Chaney Jr. Kurt Siodmak gets credit for writing the Wolfman movie. And what's really cool about this book is, again, look at that. There you go. The movie poster. You get the classic shot. See the whole thing. How do you get an American accented guy, Lon Chaney Jr., playing along that his dad within the movie, the senior Talbot, is not an American accented guy, but a British accented guy, a guy who portray both the Invisible Man, guy who portray the latter Phantom of the Opera. So, I mean, this, there you get a little Maria Ospinskaya with Lon. Definitely a top-notch book to have around for Wolfman purposes. All right, let me come back to comments, and then we'll move into our other reference materials here. We got a whole bunch of I'm telling you, Mandarin. I know you said you're a big dude, Mandarin, but we can make a way. We can right there. Let's let that be on the convention floor. Besides the glory of finally running into you, let's drop into Amazon and order you the right size Mr. C t-shirt for you to have, Mandarin. And see that mustache right there. It was. I just got a little leftovers pieces of a Gee, I can't fault you, but I gotta say I have a different feelings about Jay Leno. My feelings for Jay Leno are very different than my feelings for Lon Chaney Jr. And and again, credit to Junkyard for being our t-shirt designer and our t-shirt system coordinator. Okay, all right, back back over here for some more. Now we got the era of horror movies. And again, so this one is a decade by decade breakdown, starting in the 20s, going to the 30s. And of course, Wolfman being a 40s release. And again, this is something we can feature more another time because, just for example, this one has a lot of great art sources. And so, just again, the presentation here. So when we're in chapter 3 on the frightening 40s, and again, they're just having a little bit of Mummy, who Lon Chaney Jr. also portrayed the Mummy. Not the first go around of it, but where do I get my, come on. Okay, here we go. Back to more Basil Gogos. And this, man, look, just the contrast, the use of lighting, the darkness. Look at those, just the light coming in through the bars there. I know I got some glare, but I mean, just Basil Gogos, top guy. Now it jumped over to the 50s. You'd think I'd keep the markers in the better spot to be able to just use them straight out of the gate here. But we got, I know it's right here. And then there's Rondo, and I want to get on the Rondo Awards. Okay, well, maybe I'll find that another time. Also, the companion book to that is the Art of Pulp Horror, and this is a glorious piece to have. All different through the eras of Universal and other art themes. Okay, so let's see, what do we got? See, yeah, I would love to catch Alex Ross, and I don't know how many times that question had been pitched to him, but how, if any, what if any influence did Basil Gogos have on him? And dropping away references to other things, Alex Ross definitely has his own vein of Universal monsters that he rendered in black and white and gray, a group shot of the full gang, and definitely individual shots of your Dracula, your Frankenstein, your Wolfman, and his wife, bro. Yeah. All right, Frankenstein. Frankenstein and the wife. They're the concept, the character, the visual, the story about them. That's what everything about it. Hence, the characters on their own are such worthy of following. And then you put the Svengoolie spin on it, and then you got the jokes in between the clips. And oh man, it's a wealth of enjoyment. I tell you. Okay, let me come back around. I didn't have too many more pictures to go, but let me jump down here. Okay, I do got a good couple more again. So then in the hardcover back right there, so it's broken down. Lon Chaney, spotlight on Kurt Siodmak, as I just showed from the art book there. Then you get into the 40s, and there. Okay, look at the lighting. Look at the way the set design is. So you got a guy all covered up in yak hair, but he's still using his facial expressions and his body to convey the tortured soul element of the Wolfman. And there's Maria Ospenskaya. I'm having trouble getting all of her syllables into her name. But man, she through the first Wolfman movie and through her follow-up work in the other Wolfman pictures was just such a key contributor to the whole thing. And of course, The Way You Walked was thorny. So her line delivery on The Way You Walked was thorny. It chills my spine every time. It's real good stuff. Oh, here's what I was trying to pull out of the book. So this was a stained glass. Oh, I had pulled the other one to credit who did it also. I'll have to come back maybe and put that in the comments. But look at this. You get a little illumination behind the stained glass. You get a little full moon action, and just the fact that these characters have inspired so many artists to put together art as tribute to them. It's all good. Let's see, comments. Are you dropping in? I'll absolutely be in the fanboy chat. I'll tell you some, as you maybe coined the phrase. Oh, now I'm trying to take the comment over here. Okay, I'll come over here for a minute. As you, TriStar, had invented, as far as I know, you invented the phrase, or at least coined it, too much entertainment. So tonight is a too much entertainment kind of a night because Wolfman is my guy. I gotta stick with the Wolfman and Sven, but absolutely, I'm gonna have one ear open for Fanboy G also, and try to come hang out in the chat on his toys show. And here we go. Spoilers, spoilers. Earlier today in our own group text, Junkyard and me were commenting. Time for a little time for a little Wolfsbane to remedy the cough. I'm talking crossbows and catapults. So I'm just making a brief mention because I know crossbows and catapults isn't really Wolfman related, but talk about some of the top games out of the 80s. Absolutely jumping on crossbows and catapults was a big deal of a game. And then pulling my conversation with Jim Campbell from last night and earlier today, Transformers. So absolutely Transformers, I would expect to get mentioned. All right. All right. So let me come back to it's cool how the gypsies had see it's such a significant mythology, and so but the concept and the execution, both that they had the ideas and then the way they executed on the ideas, it was they invented things that were then used in the subsequent days after the 40s when other people, when you're talking your American Wolf and American Werewolf in London, or just all the different werewolf things that would follow after this classic 1940s period, definitely took influence from the way that Universal went about it. One of the real interesting things to me is, again, as Kurt Siodmak originally wrote the script, it was not clear if it was just an affectation of Lon Chaney, of Lawrence Talbot's mind, or was there an actual transformation? Now, I'll say it would have been really interesting to have seen a what if, to have seen the movie go the other way, where it was just all an affectation of his mind. I think there's still a dynamite movie in that concept. But as I have the stained glass image right here next to my talking head here, uh, you know, what a great way that they did that they did run the first of their Lon Chaney Wolfman pictures. Okay, let me come back around now and finally pull that one down so I can. We're coming on 20 minutes, and I do want to go rest rest the pipes here. But since tonight is Wolfman night with Svengoolie, and again, as I recently discovered, the audio cassettes of when I was a little guy. I'm talking the early 70s and the mid 70s. And there's young me, my voice, and my brother and his young voice, and my mom and my dad in the background. But that was the thing. Like my dad would be like he was being Frankenstein, and my brother would be like he was being Dracula, and I would take on the role of the Wolfman. So again, with a much younger and cough-free voice at that time, I would do a young guy going "awoo" on those audio cassettes. So that has been a treasure for me to be able to listen to those again, because that just reminded me that my interest in this stuff, it hasn't been 24/7 and every single day, but going as back as early as those early times of just playing pretending like I'm the Wolfman. I know we get a lot of recognition of the creature of the Black Lagoon these days over here because I have a great reverence for that character also. But if you're going to my OG favorite in my younger years, absolutely the Wolfman was one of the top influential characters that I was just really into from the time I was a really young monster kid, if you will. Okay, so in recap, sometimes the way we walk will be thorny, and sometimes that makes for a great movie to be able to watch tonight on Sven, or in any time away somebody's watching. Maria Ospinska. I will get it right better next time. Key contribution, as did Bela Lugosi make a key contribution as her son in the film. And these, again, after the 30s got started off with Dracula, Frankenstein, and the Mummy and the Invisible Man, then they opened the 40s big with the Wolfman. And it's definitely worth the read to check up more on the history of Kurt Siodmak and how he came to write the movie together, and themes of persecution and themes of responsibility. Uh, Again, it's great to have a little library of the good stuff here. And Rondo, I guess let me not leave without saying the Rondo Awards had just concluded. I definitely voted for Svengoolie for horror host in the Rondo Awards. We look forward to the results of the 2023 Rondo Awards being announced, so we can definitely come back around and have more banter around here and look at who won across all the great many categories that are listed in the Rondo Awards. So let me come around for Michaela. Well, Michaela, let me tell you, I'm glad that I'm able to present some information that was not yet already in your knowledge base. And at the same time, I've got to say that the even greater deep dive can be achieved by, as we know, checking out Chris Hamby Silver Screens, where Chris does such a dynamite job, and The Monsters That Made Us. Let me take a little, see if I can get to share screen here, and let me see if I can pull up uh, Chris's material. And here we go, Svengoolie and share. And all right, so okay. So if we had the current, yeah, here we go. Peter Cushing, that was the last setter. So I guess I'd have to do a little refresh and upload here. Let's see if we can get away with that while we're live on the show. All right. Well, it's in here that the Wolfman news that Chris Hamby has on his blog is a great resource and wealth of information, as is the information that gets presented through the monsters that made us. Let's okay. Oh man, I don't, maybe we got to get some custody to the line. When's the next live stream? Maybe you guys got that. We'll record audio of you guys saying it together on the convention floor. When's the next live stream? That would be some beautiful, beautiful stuff. So the next live stream will most likely come next week to give a little quick recap of what's going on at C2E2. Chai Star G will be there. I will be there. Svengoolie will be there. A lot of artists of Artist Alley will be there. Again, as I'm hoping to build anticipation in a good way here. We're looking to find Christopher Jones to talk to him about his art choices and how he came to compose not only this Svengoolie portrait, but the during COVID backdrop scenes of the Sven Manor and the Sven Cave that Chris Faulkner, another Chris, who's Sven's director, had done the first of the backdrops, and then Christopher Jones came in and put together some additional great material going back to the COVID days. So again, thank you, Chai Star G, for jumping in. Thank you, Mandarin. As always, Michaela, it is so great to have you around. And again, just to take a quick scan on Junkyard's work here. This one, as we can see, is in gray, and this one is a front-facing design. And like it's tough decisions. This one we got on the back. The new Mr. C Dives In T-shirts are in. Congrats to Chris Hamby for hitting 98,000. Congrats to the Reddit group for being at 5,500. Enjoy your movie tonight, good people. Enjoy the Fanboy Cantina's 1980s Toys review. I'm going to close this out. This time, this is Mr. C getting out of the waters and jumping back into the waters from C2E2 next week. Thanks, everybody. Mandarin, we can't wait to meet you. We're all excited. Junkyard's the best. Michaela, as I said before, I'm going to do everything I can to preserve that which you miss and be able to present it. Now, I guess in closing, let me say, for somebody that can't make it to C2E2, well, obviously other people that I don't know their names and who they are, there will be some YouTube coverage of C2E2, but absolutely the best ways to pick up on the C2E2 Sven coverage is to go to terrordaves.com. Now, Dave likes to Dave likes to build his blog entries correctly, and so sometimes we need to wait a little bit until we will serve no wine before it's time. We'll put no blog entry forth until it's ready to go. But absolutely, Michaela, we will we will on this channel find at least some quick updates to put out from probably from the convention floor for next week. And again, credit to Junkyard for the new shirts. Okay, everybody, this has been Mr. C talking Wolfman, Lon Chaney Jr., walking with the Queen. I'm not going to go have a pina colada. My hair is not perfect, but I'm going to close this out. Thanks for stopping by, and we will be back with more C2E2 news. Jim Campbell, always appreciate your Transformers talk and appreciate your questions. We'll be back next time. Thanks so much.